And welcome to another video from TrainingRite.com. In this video, we will be talking about the APK files. What exactly are APK files? Why do we have to use them? And how can we basically push them onto our devices, whether it's an emulator or whether it is a real device. If we need to install an APK file, how do you do that? Well, for starters, APK file is nothing but it's something the companies they distribute, or rather, the files that are used to install the apps. So those APK files are basically uploaded into the Google Store, and based on if it is a license based, meaning that it's a commercial product, meaning if you're buying it, or it can be for free. So any company, when they build their apps, they just have to go and then they have to digitally sign that APK file, and then once they sign it, then they could go and upload it onto the Google Store. And now from the Google Store, the general public, whoever has access to the Google Store, can go and download that APK, which is nothing but it's an app on your either on your tablet or on your phone, but let's say for us as testers, if we are given an APK by the developer and if we have to test it, how are we going to be testing it? Well, that's what we basically will be covering as a part of this video. As a developer is going to go and then digitally going to sign it. So if this is the project, he's going to right click on that, and let's say he's going to go into Android tools, and they're going to export this signed application package. Now if we are doing a debugging, then it's still in the testing stages and not really ready for the prime time to be uploaded onto the Google Store, then we could still go with the unsigned application package. But if it is set for release, then they got to be going through this export signed application package. So I'm going to walk you through as how to do that. So I have an app here which I need to digitally sign. So this is my project, TrainingRite Robotium project, and let's say if I need to generate the sign key for that, the digital key for that. And the way it's done is, first of all, I got to give it the name for the project, and then once we select the project, then we hit next. Here the process is, and this is again a developer is doing it. You don't really have to worry about it, but then you have to have a knowledge of how it is done. So that's why I'm walking you through, so that you don't look at him as if there are horns gonna come out of his head. So you got to have an idea of how an app is signed, and what's a key store and stuff like that. So here it is. He is gonna go and then create, let's say, a new key store. So when you click on that, this is going to be the path of the key store. So let's say if I'm a developer, I would be going and then selecting the path to my key store. So I could go and I could save it wherever I want to. So I happen to choose this location: mobile testing training, Android apps sign key store, right? And that's where I would be signing it. So this is the name of the file. So if I really need to update it, then I would go in here, and when I browse, I'm just going to browse to that location. That's the location, and this is my store. And in my store, this is the TrainingRite, one of the keys that I have signed in here. So I'm going to go and then sign it with a different name now. So it's a TrainingRite, let's say key. All right. So I will save it. It's basically my store, key store. So I'm going to save it in that location, and I have to sign it with a password. So I'm going to use some password. So here's my password, and another one is basically that. As you can see over here, these are my passwords. So I click next. It is asking me for the alias, if at all, if you want to give an alias to it. So I want to keep it as TrainingRite as the alias for that. Again, the password, the alias, and the password. So I'm going to go and then sign it with a password. So here's my password, and the password is confirm a password, and the validity for this, this app. I mean, how long do you want this to be, protected for how many years? So the suggestion is 25 years. So let's say if I put 10 and get out of it. Now, first and last name. So I'm going to put my first and last name. As you notice here, 25-year certificate validity is recommended. I mean, we don't even know if we're going to be living till the next 10 minutes. They want like 25 years. Now, and technology is going to go so obsolete in like 18 months. So you're talking about 25 years. So 10 years is fine for me. So organizational unit. So I would say that this is TrainingRite, mobile apps. Now, organization is TrainingRite. In city or locality, New York, state is New York, and the country code, I guess, is US. Okay, so hit next. Destination. So it says that the destination file already exists. Now it is suggesting that I store in this. So it is saying that that key already exists. So I'm going to give it a new, so I will call it build 11.2, something like that, right? 11 build 11 _2 or something like that. So certificate expires in 10 years and yada yada yada. So I finished, so I have stored my certificate. Okay, so my APK file had been generated in that location. So if I navigate to that location, you'll find that my APK file is in there. So here is the location. Let me see, mobile and APK files. So if you see here, that's the one which I just created. Okay, now like this one, I have a bunch of the APKs. So I got a Facebook, and I got Google Earth, and Priceline, and so many different APKs. So what I'm going to do is I'll take one of these APKs and try to push it onto my emulator. All right. So if you see on my emulator here, I don't really have, these are all native apps except for the TrainingRite app, which you're seeing in here. This app, basically one of the activity from this app is what we use for our demo purpose for the testing class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push an app here onto my emulator. So the way it is done is I'm going to bring up my command prompt, and this is what I'm going to do. First of all, I need to navigate myself to a folder where I have the Android SDK platform tools. So if I take you there, I think I have, let me take you C drive, and mobile testing is the folder for mobile testing, and in mobile testing it is Android SDK. So that's the Android SDK, and in Android SDK basically there are two versions of it. This is the latest one, this is a slightly older one, so it doesn't really matter which one I want to go into. So let's say I go in here, and over here, if you see, I can get into the SDK. Inside the SDK folder, I have what is called the platform tools. Well, in the platform tools, we're going to be running this ADB utility. What ADB does is it can help me basically go and then push out, or rather install the APK onto my device, which can be an emulator, or it can be, let's say, my phone itself. So let's do that. So for that, as I was saying, I need to navigate to this address. So I'm here, so let me just copy that address and come over here and change directory to that address. So I go in here, change directory to that address. So I am in there. The only reason I have to do that is I did not create an environment variable for Android SDK. If I had created an for the SDK, or I might have, let's take a look, control panel, system, let's look into the Android. Oh, there is one. So I mean, if you see here, let me just go ahead edit it. So I am into the latest version. See that there were two. So I created the environment variable for Android SDK for the latest version and up to the tools. Well, so my ADB command would have worked from anywhere, but it's all right. So we are here. So the command which we have to give in here, and this is an important command, so I want you to take a look into it. So ADB install, right? And here you give the path of the APK file. So where is my APK? Which APK I need to install? Well, let's say we want to install this Facebook. Right, so it is in this folder. So I'm going to take the path of that, come over here, and I will paste the path, and the name of the file, if I could see here, the name of the file is Facebook underscore version 2.3.apk. All right, so that's the command. So ADB install and give the path of the APK file. Now, once I have the path of the APK file, now the whole process might take like a couple of minutes for it to finish. But I want you, before we run the command, I want you to take a look that we don't have Facebook over here. So what's going to happen is this, by hitting this, is going to go and then push it into that device. So as it is going to do it, we'll briefly talk about why do I have these Facebook or Google Earth and all that. Now what happens is a couple of companies they kind of like they want to promote their product, so they kind of like leak out their APK. Before the final version of it, they could kind of like leak it out, and a lot of testers and other companies who wants to get an idea of basically what it is, they would kind of like download it before it is even in the Google Play Store. Companies kind of like leak it out. So if you grab it, and if you want to play with it, this is how you would go ahead and then you would install it. So as you can see, the process might take a few more minutes, but once it is done, we will see that is exactly what would have gotten installed in here. So as it is doing it, so the Facebook version 2.3.apk is being installed. So what I'm going to do is once it does that, you will basically see a command here, or it basically would say rather than saying it as a command, the acknowledgement here is if it is a success or a failure, that's going to pop up in here. So it's going to show up if it was successfully able to deploy it or install it onto your device. So once it is successfully done, then you could go in and then you could either use it for your own purpose, or if you want to do an automated test for that, then we got to go and then use some of the tools. So the manual testing for that is no big deal. You just go in there and then you could do the manual testing of that. But the real goal here is, as an automated tester, you should have the ability to go and then test that. And for that, we have this mobile automated testing training which we are offering, and in this training we will be covering a huge number of topics, and it's more or less like an intermediate to an advanced level course, because we will be covering some automated testing tools. And the tools which we'll be focusing on are basically Robotium, Ranorex, and Sikuli. And Sikuli and Robotium are open source tools, and Ranorex is basically an license-based tool, but you still could have access to it. Now, as you can see, that it is a success, meaning that it's already deployed, and lo and behold, as you can see over here, Facebook is has been deployed to your emulator. In our case, the emulator. So what I'm going to do is just to test it. If it is all good, I will invoke that app, and here it is. It is starting on my emulator. If I wanted to deploy it onto my let's say on my device, a real device, which could be my phone, like a Samsung. I have my Samsung, so I just need to make sure that I give a command where I could push it to my phone. Now, one of the things which will let you see what is connected to my machine. Right now I don't have my phone connected to my laptop. Now what I'm going to do is if I say ADB devices, right, as you can see here, this gives me the what is attached to it. Now, as we are speaking, I am going to attach my Samsung phone. I have a Note 2, Galaxy Note 2, and I just attached that, and I'm gonna hit F3 as a shortcut to see if that has been attached or not. And as you can see, this is the emulator, which was their emulator before, and now I have the emulator and as well as my device. All right, okay. And coming back here, here is my Facebook app ready to be used, and we can go ahead and then do the testing of this app using one of the tools which we are going to train you. So if this is something which is of your interest, then we suggest you take a look at our training, and basically we'll be doing a lot of stuff in this training. Just go over the mobile automated testing training, and this is the course outline which we'll be covering. As a part of the promotion right now, we are giving away the videos for a very reasonable price of $299. Now there's a good possibility that this discount might go away sometime soon. So the cost of the course is $399. So you have a live class, and we'll be covering the following topics. The things which you really have to look into is how we're going to be doing automated testing using tools like your Robotium and Sikuli. Right. All right. Thank you again for being a part of this demo, and hopefully we'll be able to see you in one of our classes sometime soon. Until then, have a good one.